Have you ever worked with someone who said something or did something and you wanted a little bit more context or wanted to understand just a little bit more about what they meant? Before I get into it, let me remind you that you can find more information about this topic and lots of other stuff at socialworkmentor.com. So, what I'm talking about right now is solution-focused questions, and specifically what I'm talking about is scaling. Now, scales used in solution-focused questions are used to quantify a perception, a concern, or progress that a client may be making. So, for example, you might ask someone that you're working with, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being overwhelmed and 10 being calm, where were you when the social worker talked to you about the concerns of the department? Where were you on that scale? Or in another scenario, you might say you feel confident that you'd be more calm the next time your daughter goes against your rules. How confident are you on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being not confident at all and 10 being completely confident that you'll be able to remain calm? So in this way, we can use scaling to find out a little bit more about what a client means. It can also be used to scaffold learning. And what scaffolding means is that we kind of build upon information that we have to get even more insight into what the client is talking about. So you might ask them, on a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 being not confident and 10 being very confident, how confident are you about your ability to make this move to this next placement? What would it take for you to be at a 10 or a 7 or a 6? Once you have a number from them that they've scaled to kind of let you know where exactly they are in that continuum, then you can scaffold or follow up with further questions, things that might sound like, what would it take for you to be at a 6? What would it take for you to be at an 8, a 10? What would be happening in that scenario? If you were at an 8, what might that look like? What would it look like if you were at a 10? What would we need to do to get you to a 7? How can we make that happen? So in these ways, you can use scaling to be able to get a better understanding of what your client is talking about, what their context is, what their range is on that continuum. And you can also then use that information to dig deeper, to inquire more, and to engage with them about ways that you can potentially move them on that scale in a way that's helpful to their progress.